Hello everyone. In today's video, we will see how we can use SharePoint list as the knowledge source of our Copilot chatbot. Earlier, we have seen how to use a PDF document or an Excel document or a SharePoint site for our Copilot chatbot. But today, we will see how we can use a SharePoint list as the knowledge source to answer some user-specific questions based on the data in the list. So here I am onto a list that I have created, and the name of the list is leave date. So this list has two columns. The first one is the holiday and the second one is the date column. This list is used by a company for the entire calendar year holidays, and every employee has to take these public holidays. Now, in order to get the information, employees can interact with the chatbot and get some information of which is the upcoming leaves or how many leaves are there in this calendar year and so on and so forth. So let's check this out in action. I'm into a Copilot Studio home screen and I have just created a new agent called as the Leave agent. I have given some instructions to this agent that you have to query my SharePoint list, and my SharePoint list has two columns, holiday and date. Also, I have enabled the generative orchestration so that the Copilot will interact with the list. Now, my second step would be I need to go to knowledge section over here and I have to add knowledge. I'll click on knowledge and here I see a SharePoint thing that I can select to get my list configured. Now, there are two options to configure your list. The first option is you can click on browse items and it will redirect you to your SharePoint website. It will first authenticate you and redirect you to the SharePoint site. And within your SharePoint site, you will go to My Lists and it will show all the lists that you have created. There is another option that says Recent List, which is a list of all the lists that you have recently visited. So if I go to my list, I see the list that is leave date and I will select this one and I will confirm my selection. It will take some time because it is configuring the knowledge source at the back end. Also, what it is doing, it is authenticating that whether I have rights to access that list or not, because every security that you have configured on your list, your privacy will be maintained and given respect over here. Another option is you can copy the link of your SharePoint list from here and you can go there and directly paste your link. That will work as well. For now, I have browsed the items and I have selected my list over here. I will click on Add to Agent. And at the back end, it is doing all sorts of things to configure it as the knowledge source and get it ready for the chatbot to communicate. As I said earlier, it is saying that SharePoint will only be available to authenticated end users. What that means is this line is respecting all the security that you have configured for your chatbot and for the knowledge source. You can see an error here sometimes, but this error will disappear once your file or the list has been successfully incorporated within the chatbot. So do not get panicked, just refresh a couple of times, or you can wait for 3-4 minutes and the error message will be gone. So I have refreshed it for now. Let's see whether the error is gone or it's still there. Okay, so the refresh has happened. Now you can see it's still spinning my knowledge source that we have configured, and it's giving the status as in progress. So we have to wait till this leave date list is successful and is configured properly over here. So once it is done, you will see a done or a completed icon over here with a green check mark, and at that time we can proceed with our communication to this chatbot. So we'll have to wait for few minutes and then we'll see how we can interact it with the list that we have configured. So you can see the message is there, which is the ready message. Now let's start our communication with the chatbot. So let's start by asking a question is how many leaves are there in 2025? And since we have asked this question, the Copilot is going to the knowledge source, and for the first time we have to press allow because it is again authenticating and checking whether I have the necessary privileges and the rights to access my SharePoint link. So once you hit allow, it will authenticate you again, check your security, and if all good, it will return you with the answer. So let's just press allow and let's ask this question again. So I've just pasted my question again after hitting allow. So let's see whether it provides the answer this time or not. Okay, so based on the available data, there are 6 leaves in 2025. Let's go and check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, we have 6 leaves that is there in 2025. That means the Copilot is giving us the right answer by picking up the right rows from the list of the SharePoint. Now let's ask another question. What is the next leave after today? And I'm recording this video on July 27th. So let's see what the Copilot provides the answer to us after going through the list. So the next leave after today, July 27, 2025, is Labor Day on October 6, 2025. So if I go to this list for a verification, so you can see the closest leave that is after today's date, that is July 27, is the Labor Day, that is October 6th. So that means this Copilot is giving us the right answer. Now let's check one more thing, whether it is giving us a live answer or not. So let me go to my list here quickly and add an additional row, and I will add a new item and I will say as test holiday, and I will say give the date as December 30. And okay, so once that is done, now let's check this action. um, what is the last leave for the year 2025? So I'm asking what is the last leave of the year 2025 because I have inserted a new row, which is the test holiday, which is the 12th of December. I know that this is the last leave that is entitled to be given in the company. So the answer based on the list that is provided should be December 30th. And it will also test the live scenario whether this bot is able to give the updated live answers or not. And here it is. So yes, it is giving us the live answer with what we have updated just now. So the last leave of the year 2025 is on December 30, 2025, and it is called as test holiday. Yes, this is what I was expecting. So this feature of interacting with a list is uh, can have a lot of use cases that I can think of. Do let me know how do you feel about this new feature of interacting with a SharePoint list, and tell me some of the use cases that you can think of. I'll see you next time. Thank you.